Yeah.
Yeah, hi everyone. So today's topic is load testing. So just imagine you have built a website or an application, and now when only a few people are using it, right? So it's works smoothly, but suppose 1 lakh or 1 million people open it, this website at a same time. So mainly we are facing some issues like crash issue. Sometime it's become a very slow, and server go down and up. So that's why we are using this load testing, and it's very important to, not for the developer, for the tester, for everyone. And let's suppose, let's take one real example. um, Suppose you want to check how your website performs with suppose 1000 user. So you cannot actually arrange a 1000 laptop and ask 1000 real people to test at the same time, right? Because it's too costly for our organization or a company. So instead of this, we are currently we are using Azure load testing, and we can also use JMeter, that is the Apache JMeter, right? So with this tool, we can create a virtual user. Means we cannot we cannot need a real kind of people, or we don't need a real laptop, right? So so which behave like a real user, like opening a website or clicking something, like we have to check a button or something like that. So it's just like a real request. So this way you can easily test your, not for the 100, not for the 1000, you can check 1 million user without arranging any physical setup. So in short, what Azure load testing will do: website or application in tested with heavy traffic before going to live server. So that is the thing. Hello.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you so
Gopal.
much, Pal.
So this is
Uh,
the theory concept behind of this. So if you want to view a practical, so Gopal will tell.
yes. So, thank you so much, Pal. It's a in-depth, amazing explanation about the load testing from the initial and how we are going to do in higher level. So, guys, we
Mhm.
have to log in first of all in our Azure cloud. So here I have to search like load testing. So you will see like Azure load testing one service. Okay, you have to just click. Then this will be interface. So here we have work space. One is Azure load testing, another one is Playwright workspace. So these services Azure app testing, it was introduced last 2 years back only. But the Playwright last month it was in preview mode, but this month only in September it's in like a live to like access for everyone. They are internally they are just testing Microsoft people itself like Azure people, but now it's for globally access for all the organizations. So for time being I'm going to do with Azure load testing with this first option. Okay, so here you have to either you should click from here, either you should click from this one. I'm clicking it here, and here first of all we have to create our resource Azure load testing. So I can see like already I have my subscriptions I selected. Then for resource group I suggest for testing related we have to create like a separate one. So just to use like testing or it could testing the dash RG. RG stand for resource group. So guys always follow like naming convention. It's more important for creating the resources and resource group as well as. So this is the resource group and it won't be changed the name for resource and resource group. So be careful about this one. So this is the I'm selecting RG and then this is the resource I'm instance detail. So this is the actual I'm resource I'm going to create here. So I need to let's just take like okay me uh, load test. Okay, so it's taking it because maybe you will face sometime duplicate issues because this will be checked globally, worldwide, the name. Okay, then you have to select your region. The best here in the load testing, I have feel sometimes, I was working my previous one of the projects, so there was, I wanted to test my application only in the like in US region, only in the specific UK or Europe or in Canada or different like kinds of the region. So either I have to create my virtual machine on that region, then internally I have to install all the software JMeter, then I can go for testing. But here you can see, if you select any kind of the location, no, so this will be run only this particular locations. Okay, so it will be initially itself, you will be like have all kinds of capability for yourself. Then click on next. Here you will see like two types, like in encrypted encryptions. So the encryptions means like a Microsoft managed key or customer managed key. So there is two types. So if you're selecting this one, you need to add like keyword, but internally Microsoft will manage all those keys internal related. So we will use like the Microsoft default one. Then we are going to next. Then here. So guys, tag was very important for creating any resources. Tag where we are going to use. Suppose I created today these resources, okay, Azure load testing related, but maybe in future someone wanted to know like who created and what was the purpose for creating these resources. So we have to follow some naming convention for this one. So in every organization, people had a different perspective to use this one. So I'm going to the most popular which users or like developers or testers or everyone who is creating the resources. So best practice, we have to always use like who is the owner for this one, like who was created. So I just select like my name, and for environment, which environment I'm going to create. So I'm going to select say dev environment. And for project, sometimes like we have like for which project we are going to create. So I'm going to just saying like my project is like SG Cloud Academy. And then here you will be see like which team for it's going to create. So I'm going to say like SG team. And for some it's depend and how much you have like who is it for CFO, and what was the purpose of creating this one. So there is so many stake we can create. So where it will be useful, guys, when the billing was generated. So sometimes the bill was generating for in your cost optimization for your particular resources, it was crossing like 200 uh, or maybe more cost. So that time we won't be identify this resource, what was the purpose for creation, why we are using, who was created. We have to do so many audit for this one. If we have take, then we will easily identify the resources using. Then click on next. So guys, here it will be verify each and everything. So you can see like a subscription name, resource group, and region. And this is the like we created. Then if everything will validation will pass, just click here, create more to have examples. So just click it here. Okay, so this is the resource we have created, or either you should go from here, and this is the resource we have created. So click this resource. And here we have so many ways to start load testing applications and infrastructure. One is we can use like HTTP request. Second one is run existing script. Okay. Or we can use like a script using the Copilot. For this one, I am going to test my live applications. Okay. So this is the live application I have. So here I am going to create using the HTTP request. So here guys, whenever you are testing your application, so we have like a get, put, post, and so many APIs will be there. So we can test using this one. Okay, HTTP request. So I'm clicking here. Okay, so first of all, it will ask test name. So default test name, it will be put like current date and timestamp. I'm going with this one, or I either I should like use my application's name. I'm just taking this name. Okay, test and then current one. I'm taking the name, so it will be more useful for everyone. Okay, then enter descriptions why we are using for something like this. So just I put it the same one, then go with next. Okay, so here we have two options, guys. One is request, another one is input data for the file. So either it should be like we have JMeter while the time, if we have like a JMeter related testing, so we can upload the CSV, either we should add the request. So I am going to click here the request. Click on add request. Here add input in UIs. So this is my request one, and likewise we have to put our URL. So I'm just copying my URL. Control A, Control C. Then just a URL we have to put it here, and this is the I'm making as a get request because I wanted to get this applications, and I didn't have any kind of, if you see here, query parameters, headers, response variable. So for this time being, I didn't have any kind of query parameters, headers, and response variable. But if you have, you can add it here. So it's like if you have Postman little bit experience, then you should be aware about the headers and query parameters and response variable. But for the time being, we should have to just add here, or you can change the request name. It depends on you, but I'm taking the default one. Just add input in URLs and put your URLs, then get and clicking the add. Yes. So here there is managed identity for authentication scenarios. Okay, so for this one, we should use like a managed identity because sometimes we require, okay, and sometimes like we don't require. So for that, I'm going to use like a default one. So going with the default. Then here, so here guys, like some in every applications we have environment variable, environment variable, and we have secrets, and we have like certificate. Okay, so if you see sometimes like when the time you have any applications, so for that one we have like there was some username or password or some keys or some variables, so we can pass at this level. But for me, I didn't have anything, so I'm going with default one. Okay, so you can see like a key vault also we can integrate it at this point here. So right now I didn't have anything. I'm just going with next because I wanted to test this URL only. And guys, this is the very important load. Okay, so be careful just to watch the screen. Okay, so load configuration. So I will put the for this one, so you can see it here. First option we have engine instances, right? So if suppose I wanted to use like how many VMs it should be run. Okay, so for this, suppose I'm taking 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 10 at the same time, like a 10 virtual machine internally will be run for the load testing. So I'm going to use only one because if I increase, then it will be more bill for me. So I'm going to take only one default one. Then load patterns. So guys, this is the linear steps and spikes. So this is the two.
Yeah, this is actually for the website load testing. And if you're talking about the linear, then linear say that user comes slowly one by one. So better we can use the linear. And apart from this, if you go with the step, then step always show in a group of user. Okay. And if we are saying in spike, then spike come once at a time. So better we can use a linear because user comes slowly one by one. So you can go with a linear. Okay.
Okay, yes, great. And then we have to select like concurrent users per engine. Okay, so suppose like we have selected one engine at the moment, and we wanted to use like suppose I'm selecting 50 user or like 1,000 or 10,000 or millions or something. So right now we didn't have anything, but 250 we have space at the moment. Okay, per engine we can select like, because only I have one user, so maybe it will allow for increase this one. It's not a 250, we have between like 1 to 250 concurrent users per engine we can use. So here I'm going to select only one, guys. Okay, and then test duration minute. So here like how much time to run my load testing. So here I'm going to select only 1 minute. So default it's uses like 20, so I'm going to use only for 1 minute, due to I don't want to get any billing because we are doing only a testing. And ramp up time, while you wanted to mention anything about this one.
It's also same for the time.
Yes, okay. And then we have default load distributions. So guys, see here we was selected our load on the East US 100% load, and there was like 10 engine, it's taking the default one. But if we edit or somehow, if you wanted to add more, like I wanted to test my application in East US 2, or then if you wanted to apply, So you can click here apply. Okay, so it's divided like we have like 5, right? So it's divided, you can see 5 5 10, but I don't want to go in 5, I'm just using the 1. So then it will be throw here error, right? So just yeah. Then here we have network, so sometimes like we have to use like internal our endpoints, it should be private and public, two types of the endpoint we have. But for these applications I have, this is publicly using, so I am not going with private one, I am going with public one. Okay, then click on next. It's throwing the error, we'll see like how much what it's we have. Then we have resources configuration at the moment. So AI based insights, so I'm going with only default one, I'm not going to take anything. Okay, then next. And here this is the test criterias, guys. So let me test check here like a better true instance, it won't be thrown here. Yes, now it's not good. Yes, so here test criteria. Okay, so for this one we have, suppose you can see the metric, suppose my request and per second or request is here, and I wanted to use like a count, and you have like so many scenarios you wanted to it, like it should be not too greater than like request one, and it should be threshold should be like 100 or uh, anything you can mention. Okay, so it depends on your how much you can utilize for this one, so you use. Then this is the client side metrics and this is the server side metrics, guys. And here this is also more important. Okay, auto stop test. Suppose sometimes what happen, my application I am testing with 1,000 user, but my application got crashed after 100 user itself. Why should I spend more my load testing on going to the failures? Already I got to know in 100 user itself, so I have to put here percentage. Okay, and time window. Suppose I have some failures is happened like 30% itself, it was happened in the failures, error percentages was there, so it will be automatically terminate your testing. Okay, then click on next. You can use like it's use like a time window of seconds for 60 seconds, then every 60 seconds then it will be checked like the duration, it will be follow this metrics, user per engine. Okay, then maximum users per engine, but we have used only I think 10, I'm going to use the 10 or maybe yes 10 I have to use. Then click on the next one. Yes, so if everything will look good, then it should show valid passed. Okay guys, so I'm going to select. So how you will be get, suppose you created your load testing, just to click on load testing. Then this is the resource we have created, and inside the resource we have created our the API testing for the Azure Cloud Academy. So just to click on here, tests, click this one. So its URL is this one, and there is, let me check the status if everything is going well. Okay, I didn't see anything wrong, and let's just click on run. So whenever you are starting the testing, so it's internally provisioning, okay, the virtual machines and engines. So it's internally process going on. Don't click multiple time run because already it was started. So that's reason here status got changed for run to stop. If you wanted to stop in between, yes, you have permissions to do, but better complete the testing, then automatically it will be. But if you feel like to stop, then you should be. Let's wait for, because execution is testing with 10 user and we put it 1 minute. So it's a 1 minute, it will be finished. refresh. Yeah, so happening. So guys, I request everyone, please take the URLs, any URL, or use the Azure Cloud Academy URL or any URLs, and do the testing at least, because for this one you know require any codings. There is no require any prerequisites. If you know only English language, I believe you will be do 100%. So please at least do this one, and it will be add more on your profiles and more your experience. If you going to talk with some peoples about the technology, so you should mention like, yeah, I have experience on the load testing, Azure load testing, and how it's behave like. So it's a very simple, right? How I have created and Payal has explained. So if you tell the same story, so they will like, at least it will be good for your profile. No, it's running, but a second. Let me finish. Execution is happening at the moment. Still the execution is happening here. You can see it's still completed. Let's finish it. So guys, here you will be get the reports. You can share this one with anyone. Let's check here. How can we share? If I click the URLs, and if you wanted to share with your teammates, you can share from here. Or if you wanted to download the report, if you wanted to share the charts and reports, and how much its status and how much request has completed, so all report in depth it will generate, and you will be only get the option to download and share with your teammates or managers or client as well as for your load testing report. Otherwise, if you are doing in the local system or postman, okay, so for this one you have to make everything entry yourself. But here how much facilities you are getting. Okay, it's in okay, completed. Yes. Now let me one time refresh, hard refresh, then we can get all those things. Okay, so guys, here we have, this is the one testing criteria. Okay, one user was there. Okay, yes. On this one, client side metrics. Wait a second, again I'm going to. So once, if suppose testing has completed, just to go here and go to testings, go to, this is the one test cases you have written. Then this is the test has completed for recent one. This is the test has run we, and here we can see. So this is the request we have raised for like our users. So you can see in the downside like how much CPU utilization it was happen. Okay, and memory percentage average it's used for your applications and network and virtual users. So guys, it will show like we have like a one engine, and likewise it will show all those metrics for you. Okay, and here, yes, this is the one I want. Yes, I am expecting this one. So guys, this is the statistics. Here we will see like we have two engines we was created load testing related. Then duration was 5 seconds for each request, and the response time 1.80 seconds milliseconds I can say, or it was response percentage is 19th percentile percentiles. Yes, and there is no errors, you can see no error, and throughput is 0.40 per second. And here you will be get, see response time is like everything you will be get it here. Okay, then if you wanted to get download for this test cases the reports. Okay, so here you can see like in the reports or results, so I'm click on the reports. You will be download here Excel file. So it's downloading at the moment. That is it's like please do not close this blade. Yeah, response, extract the your file, then you will be see all kinds of the data, but I wanted to see the result only, like in the Excel format. So I have to click on results, download. Yes, yes, show in the folder, extract. Yes, you can see like we have received like a two Excel sheet. So if you click this one, so you will be get all kinds of the information in this one. Okay. Yes. One is this one. Another one is engine one or engine two. Okay, guys. Yeah. So guys, like we have using the two engines. Okay. So it was showing the this is my like applications URL and all kinds of information I was getting at the moment. Okay, so you can share this with your manager or everyone. It will be too easy and too convenient. So guys, hope you will be understood till here everything, and you can try for this one. Okay, and you have understanding like how much your application is behaving, like a load happen. So how Azure is taking care, like how much its load was happening for 1,000 users, and you will be see all kinds of failures and success before going to the production.